Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing today on this fine and festive Friday?
Yes, it is a very thank dog it's Friday,
It
Friday.
is. Thank TDIF. Thank God it's Friday, everybody. We're so excited. This is one of our favorite days of the week because we get to kind of set the world aside and play and craft and do all kinds of really fun DIYs together. We just love it. I think it's such an important thing for everybody to do. It's a good reminder. Take a little chunk out of your day, out of your week. Do something creative, lighthearted, fun, just let yourself go, let your imagination swirl and your artistic expression just blossom, So that's what today's all about. We're going to be doing a really fun Christmas ornament together, and I'm so excited. This one turned out super cute. Like, I think it's cuter than I had originally thought it might be. So
Yep.
I'm excited to do this one together. If you don't know who we are, I'm Patty. I'm here with Hillary.
Hello, everyone.
We are the co-founders of Hound Hugger DIY. And as I said, we love DIY. We love hounds. We love our pups. And sometimes we mix the two together.
Yep.
Often we do that. So if you're interested in either, please check our library. We have like, we've been doing this for years and years and years. So there's lots of really fun Christmas themed projects that you could do. Halloween's coming up, Thanksgiving's coming up. There's lots of holiday, fourth quarter holiday stuff. So
we're obviously a little ahead. So we're doing a little bit of Christmas stuff now, and that gives everybody time to, if you want to craft your own ornaments and all that sort of stuff. If you're not quite ready to jump into Christmas, we do have Halloween crafts and Thanksgiving crafts, as Patty mentioned. So check out our past library. There are just a ton of different things. And there's also dog treat recipes.
I was going to say
all of those holidays as well.
I was going to say, don't forget the pups. The dog trees are like super top of the charts for all of our pups. They're pup approved. so definitely try those out. I'm sure I've got my puppers here sleeping, snoozing next to me. Hey, Dorothy, thanks for being with us today. We're so excited to have you here. But I was going to say, I've got my pups snoozing away. I'm sure they'd love it if I had mixing bowls and all kinds of flavorful things. But anyway, so we're going to do a super cute ornament. I'm going to show everybody what we're going to do today, just to give everybody an idea, because I think it helps visually to kind of understand. So we're doing this rustic ribbon tree ornament. It's just like this little woodsy kind of scene. I love it. It's so easy. It's really lightweight, so it's easy to hang on the tree. And it's just going to be a fun technique. We're going to be folding ribbons. It's super easy, super fun. And anything goes, really. You could do these in any colors, any ribbons, all that good stuff. So
this one is one you can definitely shop your craft stash for the different ribbons and things like that. Man, I love the 3D effect. So the ribbons give the 3D effect. Like it is just, it's so much more than the sum of its parts. Like it is really cool once you get it all together.
It really is. So the first thing you're going to need is a little wooden ornament blank. You could use a wood slice for this as well. We got this package, believe it or not, at Lowe's. They have a package of 20. They also have a package of wood slices that we got there. It comes with its own jute twine for hangers and all that stuff. I love these though. There's like, it's a blank slate, so you can do anything you want with these. Takes stain really well, takes paint really well, all that good stuff. We made ornaments with these, did Mod Podge with fabric. Like, you could do all kinds of fun things with these. So today we're going to paint and or stain. I often try to stay away from stain because sometimes it gets sticky and messy and hard to clean up, and you can get some really nice stain effects by watering down paint or just using a thin coat of paint and then rubbing that off. So the original one I did, it has a brown background. Today I'm going to do a blue one just to mix it up a little bit, and I'm just using some folk art acrylic paint and whatever color.
And I have just a little bit of blue. My blue was a little too light, so I've just added just a tiny bit of black to it. So that's another kind of tip. Like, and the same thing, my browns weren't quite right for the other one that I've done. So just you can modify what you're using, and especially with this technique in particular, because it's going to get kind of watered down and wiped off. It makes it like mixing those paints together and mixing those colors together really works nicely.
And This is about as easy a painting as you can do. You don't have to stay in the lines. There's nothing difficult about it. We're really just covering the surface of this ornament, and then really super thin layer.
And for mine, because my paints are so dry, I'm just adding a lot of water, and that's how I'm getting the sort of thinned out effect.
That's perfect, though. That's what we want for this project. So yeah, leftover paint works really well. This is definitely a craft stash kind of project.
Yep. I'm just taking a paper towel and wiping off that excess. That'll give me my nice blue, but you also get a little bit of that grain that you can see through, which is what I'm looking for.
Yeah. I'm going to do the same here. It's such a cute little winter scene with the snow falling and everything. So I love the brown background because that's actually super trendy right now. Oh, I love that. That's super cute. So the browns, kind of the beige on beige or browns on browns, that's really kind of on trend this year. The neutrals.
And also navy blue is another one. So the kind of the blues that we're doing is really on trend as well. So.
Well, blue's always on trend with me. That's my favorite color.
You can do this with any colors, you know, anything that's going to match how your Christmas decor is going to go. So.
Yep. All right. The nice part about this technique of wiping it off and kind of, you don't have to wait for the paint to dry too. So that's nice. You can jump right into the next step. All right. And the next step is then making little snowflakes, little dots, little white dots. So you can either use a paint pen to do that, or...
And I would say, instead of just a paint pen, because I did have a paint pen I used as well, but chalk marker is the one that'll really give you like the nice dots, because sometimes the paint pens kind of bleed a little bit. They don't quite get that super bright white. So definitely, if you're going to do the marker version of this, I would recommend the chalk. The other one will work too, but a chalk marker works great.
Yeah, paint pens is kind of hit or miss. Sometimes they bleed on you, and that's no fun. What I ended up doing is taking some chalk paint, some white chalk paint, and then you can just dip the brush handle end of the paintbrush into the paint, and then just dot it all over the surface, and that will give you this little dotted effect as well. One of the things I would suggest you do is also, I like things spaced evenly. If I've got a lot of stuff, don't do that. Vary up the sizes of your dots, have them randomly, some close together, some a little farther apart, and it'll make it look a little more realistic. So you want to do that as a tip as well. Dorothy says, I have nail daughters in different sizes. Those would work well. Perfect. Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah. Great idea. And then you're just going to want to put a little section for snow, just a little ground for your tree to stand on. So a little snowy landscape. So that'll be the next step that you do. And once you let that dry, and you might need to put a couple coats of paint on your landscape, it doesn't have to be completely opaque, but just so the background color doesn't show too through. Once you have that all done, then this is where the fun begins. We're gonna build our tree, and so we're gonna grab a ribbon, and I've done this. I had to do this twice because the first ribbon I used was too fat. So you need a thinner ribbon. I would suggest a ribbon that's 3/8 in size or smaller. And I've got this cute little plaid here. Anything wider will give you a triangle shape, but it won't look like a tree shape. It's more difficult to get narrow at the top of your tree. So again, pick a ribbon. It could be any color. It could be silver. It could be gold. It could be green. just whatever you like that would kind of coordinate with your backdrop. That's 3/8 in size, and I have this cute little plaid that I'm going to be using.
I love the plaid one. It is so cute.
This is what it ends up looking
I couldn't
like.
find any of the plaid, so I've just got some green that has some little faux stitching on it. So again, trying to get that same effect. But you could, as Patty mentioned, you could use silvers or golds or pretty much whatever you wanted to.
Right. And I even have these Dollar Tree ribbons, this burlap ribbon for Dollar Tree. A pink tree would be super cute as well.
Oh, yeah.
And then if it's wide like that, you just end up cutting it into thinner strips. So that would work as well. So yeah, you can just, again, dig through your craft stash and see what you have. So here's the thing with the ribbons. You want to cut strips that are about 3 inches long, and you're going to need 21 of them. And you're going to have, there's going to be 6 ribbons at the bottom of your tree, then 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. So we're doing it in layers, and we're going to start with the bottom base of the tree. And so think of it, it kind of does a slight little curve, but you don't want to start it at the bottom of your ornament because you want a little room for this trunk. So we're going to start up about an inch, a half an inch or so from the bottom. And we're going to start with our pile of 6. I have them piled 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we're going to start with our pile of 6. And you're going to fold this in half. And you're going to make a little point at the bottom. Try and get it to be as pointy as you can. It'll be like a little triangle at the bottom. And that's kind of what we're looking for. And then we're going to glue the ends, not the pointy part, but the ends of the ribbon to the ornament with the point poking up. So we want the pointy part sticking towards you, sticking up, not facing down. And we'll glue that in place. And if you could try to have the ends as close together rather than an X, you don't really want to make an X shape. If you do make an X shape, if it's easier for you to make more of like an X shape, you're going to trim off one of those ends. So you really just want to have as close together as you can. It's not going to be perfect. They're not going to always be lining up exactly. And the bottom row doesn't matter as much. It'll matter more as you work your way up. And then kind of envision a straight line down your ornament and start on one side of that straight line, because you'll have two of these ribbons that kind of center, and then the trunk will be between those two. And you'll do 3 on one side and 3 on the other side as you go across the bottom. So there's just a little bit of finesse. The other trick I would say is when you fold them over, try to fold over the same side every time. So overlap them. If you're always overlapping the right one on top of the left, just keep doing that all along. So there's some uniformity there. Again, doesn't really truly matter, but it'll add some uniformity to your tree.
I just did the opposite of that.
And that's okay. And at the bottom, it doesn't really matter, right? Because it's going to all get covered up. And again, it doesn't matter. All right. So I've got 2 points now that are kind of centered. And the goal here now is, as we're going, is always try to point the ends towards the top of your tree. Like envision the top of your tree up here, and always point the ends towards the center of the ornament and up. So working your way around and up. You don't want them lining up like little soldiers, where they're all straight pointing up. The first 2, yes, but once you start shaping your tree, you want to kind of curve them a little bit along the bottom, just to kind of create this a little bit of a rounded shape at the bottom of your tree. And Dorothy said these would look fun for kids to make. They are totally kid friendly.
And we're using hot glue, obviously, on these ones, but you could definitely do this with craft glue as well.
Yes.
So
yes.
To make it even more kid-friendly craft.
Yeah, I think that would be and if you're using hot glue, pick a low temperature. You don't need a high temperature. You don't need to be burning fingers or fingertips. Okay, so here are my next. So you can kind of see they're leaning in a little more towards the center and kind of always pointing up and into the center of your tree. And don't worry, by the time you get to the end of this, you'll be an expert.
Yeah, so I was going to say, I'm hoping it gets a little easier as you move through.
It really does. It really does.
You start to get a feel for it a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah. And really don't think about perfection. Like, don't think of these points having to be completely closed and perfect triangles at the bottom of your little ribbon. It's the overall effect that you're going for. So every one of them is going to be a little different. And these would be super cute for everybody in the family to make. So I've got my first row.
It'd be fun to do multicolored too. You could do, a line of one, another color on the next row and stuff.
Alternate rows. Yeah, that would be super cute as well. That would be super cute. So you can kind of see they're leaning in towards the center as I'm going around. This is my first row of 6. And then the row of 5, we're going to space those points in between the points that are already there. So we've got some points on the first row and we're going to space the next row. We're going to space them in between that and just alternate as we go up. And again, if you've got a little extra ribbon, this looks like it might be, leaning too far outside the shape of my tree. I think it's the base right now, so we should be okay. But you can always trim. You can always trim these ends to just keep that kind of narrow triangular shape going. So we started with 6 loops, little pointy loops, and now we're going to do 5. Again, if you're just joining, this is what these little loops look like. We're just folding over the ribbon, making a little point at the bottom, and we're going to glue that in place. And this really does have a cool 3D effect to it. And you just start to see that come to life as you're putting your ribbons down.
And I could see if you were doing this for a craft party project or something, if you wanted to do like actually having the loops glued. So all that people have to do was like grab it and put it together. Like that would make it a little bit, quicker, easier.
Yep. Well, and then you can do it while you're drinking your glass of wine. You don't have to worry about being all that accurate because you've got all the loops already made. And it would be fun to almost do one like confetti where it's all kinds of colors, all kinds of loops.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Okay, so with the row 5, I started right dead center in between the 2 loops that were on the bottom row. And now we're just going on each side of that center one. And we're building up, slowly building. So I've got 3 in the middle of my second row. So we're doing rows of 6 loops, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Couldn't be easier, really.
Yeah, and it does get easier as I think as you build the rows, that makes it like you start to see it come together.
Yeah, it really does help getting some of these next rows in place. And again, as you're putting the ones on the sides, really point them towards the center and upwards towards the top of kind of this tree that you're building. that will help you shape that tree. And again, if there's any extra ribbon that's kind of not where you want it to be, you can always trim. So there's my row 6 and row 5 as I'm working my way up. We're going. But you can see once I get to the side.
It reminds me of like a little petticoats or dresses, like
exactly.
With that plaid, I just love it.
Oh, that's so funny. That's exactly what it looks like. All right, doing row 4. All right, who else is already starting making ornaments? We've done several already this year in prep for the holiday. There's so many ornament ideas, some really fun ideas out there. Yeah. I just feel like it's like endless crafting opportunities for Christmas is a great one because ornaments are small. They're not like really big projects. They go quickly. They often turn out so much better than you hoped at the beginning. Like sometimes they really surprise you how fun and how festive and how pretty they are. And they make great hostess gifts, Christmas gifts, table decorations. Like you could hang an ornament on the rear view mirror of your car. Like you could put these anywhere. So I really love that.
I love them as gift tags too. So project. A little extra. Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Handmade extra on a top of a gift. Like it just sets it off,
It's like 2 gifts in one.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Really cute. And I like using these wood blanks. They really help. That's like one less thing you don't need to worry about making or doing. It's like you can just jump right ahead and into your craft. And there's so many possibilities.
The shapes of these, the little loops, like it's amazing how much personality it has just because of the little shapes of the loops.
It really, it's so funny. Yeah. So are you warming up to the idea of making these little loops here, Hillary, since this is your first one? It's pretty, it's pretty easy, right?
You definitely, like once you sort of get a feel for it, it gets easier.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And the first one I made was a veil. So, because I used ribbon that was too wide. I used ribbon that was like, it wasn't half an inch. It was like, I don't know. It was close to half an inch. And it was just, it gave me a triangle shape, but it didn't look like a tree at all. So this is what we're here to do, is help you be successful in crafting. Yep. Make all the mistakes first. So the first time you go at it, it's a win. That's what this is all about. Just having fun. Okay, so I'm on my row with 3. And anytime you're starting with like the 5, the 3, the 1, like put the first one right dead center in the middle, and then you just put the other 2 on the sides. And
I'm a little slower because
that's okay.
My first go at it, but here they're coming
cute.
along.
I love that. It does look like a little petticoat, doesn't it? So what row are you on?
So 4? Now I'm on 4.
4. Okay. Perfect.
I'm on the row with 4. I guess I should.
With 4. Yep. That's what I was asking. All right. So I'll slow down a little bit, but as you get towards the top, you're going to see like, oh, this ribbon is already at the top of my tree or getting close to the top of my tree. You fold the loops over and you can start trimming the tops. This is the first one in my row of 3. And so it's pretty tall. I didn't trim it yet, but you can kind of see as I'm getting closer, I don't want the top of the tree at the very tippity top of my ornament, right? You kind of want it at the top of this circle. So just kind of watch, depending on how long the ribbons you are using, kind of watch that. And you can always like make my little pointy loop, and then I can cut it. I can trim it down so it's not quite as long. and then it'll help me keep my my tree shape. Or if you're crisscrossing it and you just want to cut like one of the crisscross pieces off so that you just have one little tail instead of two little tails, you can do that too. Just kind of think about really focusing on keeping the top of the tree super narrow, and that will help give you kind of that tree shape that we're going for.
Yeah, and I think it starts to get really important. Like those first 2 rows are going to be pretty big and fluffy.
Yeah.
So as you start to get to like the row with 4 in it, 4, 3, 2, and 1, obviously you're going to start kind of keeping them a little shorter for each of those.
Yeah, exactly. And again, if you see a little tail that's kind of sticking out of your tree shape, you can always, and you've glued it down, you can always cut that tail off. You can always trim. And just FYI, I am using the least little bit of hot glue, like barely any. You just need a little dot. You really don't need a lot.
Oh, Dorothy mentioned that she went to our site and saved it to her Pinterest. We love that.
Thank you. Thank you.
To mention, so we are doing this obviously live, real time. You can watch us actually create the crafts together. But we also have like Instagram short, YouTube short, or TikTok, wherever you'd like to follow.
Wherever you're watching.
We have a very quick version of these. So under a minute, you can watch all the steps and things like that. So that might give you some inspiration for some other crafts that you want to try of ours.
Exactly. Or if you want to go back and you don't want to sit and watch through this, or speed it up so we're talking like little chipmunks, you can watch the shorts as well. You'll be seeing me put this one together. So the one that I've already made, we do that ahead of time so that you guys can and gals can have a nice quick version to watch. So as you can see, the top, I've got a little bit that's coming over. I'm going to probably trim this little tail here to keep the point at the top of my tree. So again, just looking at that triangular shape, you can just easily trim and work your way up as you go. Oh my gosh, it's already starting to look like it's not really looking like a petticoat anymore. Now it's looking like a full ball gown or a tree. All right. And I would say
you could do nutcracker ones, like a nutcracker theme, and draw a little girl on the top of it, a little ballerina on the top of it, make her little skirt.
Yeah, put a little wood bead and make a little face. And this is her little dress. That would be so adorable. Like, oh my gosh. So there's so many possibilities. All right. So for the row with 2 of them and the row with 1, so the last 2 rows, I would suggest definitely trimming down, like make your little pointy loop and then just trim the length of your ribbon, because you just won't need that much ribbon. It makes it a little trickier to glue, so just be careful not to burn your fingers. But again, we're using just the bare minimum of glue, and you could use fabric glue instead. So if you don't want to worry about using hot glue. But that'll help keep the ornament, the tree, inside the round shape of the ornament.
Yeah, I definitely, like, as you keep on going.
Yeah.
Like, I'm running out of space here.
Yeah, just trim away. It's better to have more length of ribbon than not enough.
And these top ones, like a tree, these top kind of boughs of the tree would be, shorter and closer together. So.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I love it on the blue. This is really pretty. It's kind of like a midnight wintry scene. Okay. And don't worry about the tippity top of your tree as well, because we're going to add a bow there. So don't worry if it's not exactly the way you want it to look.
Yeah, it'll cover up that, that very top piece.
Yeah, we're going to cover that up. And you can trim and all the things. Super cute. All right, I need to get another pair of scissors. My little detail scissors. My pups are sleeping so soundly. We don't have food or anything for them to try and sneak away with.
Mine are waiting for delivery people to bark at, so you got to hear mine.
Yeah, that's funny. All right. So we get to that. Once you get to the top, you can trim all the little excess pieces of ribbon. You really just want to try and keep it as narrow as you can at the top. That just helps make that tree shape so much better.
It's so pretty on the blue. I love that one too.
I know. Like, look at the difference. It's super cute to see, like, the neutrals versus like so yeah, I like the blue. I was going to use a different ribbon, and then I decided just to stick with the same one. But I love your idea of like silver with the blue background. That would be super cute.
Yeah, making it look like a little snow-covered tree, I think.
Yeah, a little sparkly ribbon. Or I was thinking even like some white lace ribbon would be like, make it look kind of antique-y, kind of sticking with that rustic theme. Super pretty. Love it. Then at the top of our tree, well, let's do the trunk first, I guess. So the next thing to do would be like run into your backyard and just grab a thin little twig, and we're going to cut or break off just a small section that you're going to tuck under the bottom layer of your tree as a trunk. So I'll show you from the original ones. It's just going to go, we're going to put it right under. You're going to lift up a little bit on those loops. You're going to lift up a little bit and add that right in the center there. So super easy. Could not be easier. You could draw a trunk on there. You could use felt or what am I thinking of? Those pipe cleaners. You know, you could use anything. But I think the wood really gives it that rustic feel.
Yeah, and since it's so 3D, it's nice to have another kind of 3D element.
Yes.
Like a different texture, but again, still kind of 3D.
Yep. So. Yep. Super cool. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. They really come together so well. They're really not hard. They take a little bit of concentration. They're super easy.
Yeah, you have to just kind of give in and start building, and then your confidence will build, and then it's super easy. Like
it'll start to come together. Yeah. Just trust the process. You're like, fold in, make a pointy little loop. What are you talking about?
Well, and you're also worrying about like, am I spacing them out properly?
Right.
Am I going to run out of room? All that sort of stuff.
Right.
But like, there's enough wiggle room in all of it that you can make it work. So
yes, for sure. Oh my gosh, so cute. I love the little boing boing. It's little, it just sticks right up. It looks just like little tree branches. It's so adorable. Super, super cute. Are you getting near the top?
Yep, I'm working on my last one.
Okay, that's exciting.
I need to trim just
Don't hesitate to kind of shape it. Give it a nice little tree shape. For this one today, I made the top really pointy. The one that I did the other day is not so much. I just left it blunt across the top, but we're going to add a little bow. So whatever you've got at the top. Oh my gosh, look how full that is. Oh my gosh, looks like a great big blue spruce evergreen tree. I love it.
So, and that
I
I
love
was
it.
going to mention, so depending on your ribbon, your types of ribbon that you're using, that's going to affect like
Yes.
how puffy they are, how big your loops
Right.
are, all that sort of stuff.
Right.
So you had more of a thinner material
Mm-hmm.
that your ribbon
Mm-hmm.
was made out of. Mine is
Yeah.
like kind of a
Thick.
odd,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a gross
thicker
grain,
one.
plus it's
So,
got embroidery stuff on it.
yep.
Is that right? Yeah. Yeah. It's a
It's
little
actually
thicker.
just painted on embroidery,
Oh,
and
painted. Okay.
it's actually kind of a plasticky, so it looks like
Okay.
gross grain, but it's kind of a
Oh,
plasticky kind of ribbon.
okay.
So that makes it really stiff and keeps
Yes.
its circles and stuff like that. So just as you're picking out your different ribbons, know
Yeah.
that that's going to affect like how it lays on the ornament as well.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Yeah. And don't worry, it's
they will
gonna
all
be
work.
poofy.
So
Yeah. I love that. That's so cute. And then we just add a little trunk to the bottom, little branch, a little twig from the yard. We'll just add that there. These are so lightweight too. I love that.
yeah, I
Really
love
neat.
beautiful ornaments, but it is, especially if you have a real tree, which we always have a real tree,
Yeah.
that makes it a challenge to
to hang
display
something
them.
heavy. Yeah. And these would make super cute gift tags because they're so light as well. So I love that idea. I just like the idea you can hang them in a window. You can hang them anywhere. You don't need a tree necessarily. Hang them on a cabinet doorknob or.
Might need just a touch more glue here.
These are super cute. All right,
little trunk
we're almost there.
Down there.
I love it. It's adorable. It's adorable. All right, and because we love our pups, I'm adding a little red ribbon that's got some really cute paw prints on it. This is just so adorable. I love this ribbon. Super fun. Used it a lot. It's very versatile. We put it in quite a number of our projects. It's perfect for like Valentine's Day, 4th of July, Christmas, you name it.
And we have really that ribbon.
Pretty color.
All of the materials that we're using, we have either those or something similar linked in the description from Amazon. So if you need any of the like blanks or
the supplies,
red and white ribbon, those are linked in the description as well.
Yeah. So just made a cute little bow with this adorable paw print ribbon. I love it, love it, love it. And then we're just going to add that to the top of our tree.
And I'm looking for my ribbon, so.
I got little spidery strings for my glue gun. That's always, you got to declutter whatever you craft with whenever you're working with a glue gun. Those little spider webs end up everywhere.
You could also do like red and white baker's twine or a jute, like we're going to use a jute hanger, but you could
totally use a jute. You can use jute for
your
the
ribbon.
bow. Yeah. So
I'm going to hunt down my ribbon after.
Okay, that's all right. So there we have it. And then the nice thing about this package that came from Lowe's, if you don't have a Lowe's near you, as Hillary said, we have a link to these similar ornaments, wood blanks on Amazon that are actually super cute.
Yep.
And we're just going to take a little piece of jute twine and stick it through the hole here, make a little hanger. I can get my fingers to work. And there we go. We got a little ornament. I just think these would be cute hostess gifts. Like there's so many possibilities for these, and you could customize them for the people that you're gifting them to, right?
Yep.
So personalize them. So fun. Love these. Like just super cute. Oh, thank you, Dorothy. She says they both come out so adorable. They do. They're so fun.
They're really fun.
Yeah.
Such a fun one to make. if anybody decides to give these a try and make their own, please tag us Town Hugger DIY so we can see your creations, because like it makes our day when
it totally does
the things that you all make. So
yeah, it's Christmas really for us whenever we get to see what you do. Thank you so much, everybody. We hope we've inspired you to get out there this weekend, go grab some supplies, dig through your craft stash, what have you. Just take a little time for yourself. It's so important. Everybody's so busy, especially as the holidays come up. We just seem to get busier and busier. And I think time for ourselves is so important. It just gives you mental clarity. It builds your confidence. It just, there's so many benefits to crafting. I can't say enough good things about it. And as crafters for many, many years, I can attest it definitely worth the time and effort, and the reward that you get is a little cute little something at the end. So thanks, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
See you next Friday. Bye-bye.